Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us. My name is Jeff Niebaum, and I'm with Your Better Business Bureau. On today's webinar, we're going to talk about tips and tricks to stay cyber secure when working from home. And today, presenting, we have Ron Woerner, professor at Bellevue University, and he's going to teach you on how to stay safe while at home. Ron, thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you, Jeff. We are now in a new era where many of us have to work from home or work remotely. We're not really encouraged to go into the regular office building. So how do we protect ourselves, our company, our clients, our business when remotely working? That's what I'm covering today in just a really quick little webinar, podcast, or video. So Jeff, please go to the next slide and I'll just dive right into some of the topics I'll cover today. So when you're working from home, it starts by being aware of your surroundings, just like anywhere else. Say you're in a big city. Are you going to begin working in the middle of a park with 100 people around you? You don't know who could be watching you. You have to kind of take that viewpoint when we're working from home. So as a business owner, so I am a small business owner. I work with a lot of businesses. They're my clients and part of my students at Bellevue University. We're always trying to remind folks, cybersecurity is everyone's business. Now you might just say, well, I'm an accountant. I don't really know much about cybersecurity. Still, you need to take some basic steps. You don't have to be the expert in it. Just that little bit of awareness can save a lot of headache and heartache in the future. So that's step number one. If you're a business owner, remind your employee, hey, I'm trusting you to work from home, but just keep in mind these simple tips. Two, you're working from home. How do I protect my business information? Well, think of it like your personal information. You wouldn't blast your credit card number out there on social media, would you? Same thing with our business information. Know where your PII, personally identifiable information, or if you're in the health industry, the protected health information, PHI, where may it be stored? How may I access it? We're always busy working with our different applications. They could be a web application. It could be email. So don't send very sensitive information over email unless you know for certain no one else can read that email. Interesting way of how it could be exposed. So that's that treat business information like your personal information. Just know where it is, where you could find it, where someone else can find it. When you're walking away from your machine, make sure you lock up, just like you would lock your office at an office building, right? Lock down your machine. So third tip, when in doubt, check it out. I just got this really weird email. It's saying they have a cure for COVID-19 and I need to click here to read more. What do you think, Jeff? Do I click it?
I would say no.
Probably not. See, that's what I mean. Or, hey, your BBB now wants you to get tested for COVID-19. Jeff, BBB doesn't do testing for COVID-19, does it?
No, that's not in our specialty.
I didn't think so. But you'll see email like that. It might sound weird and funny as we're talking about it now. But you'll see that, from your local BBB, here's special information, but it just doesn't jive. So it's all of that regular lessons we've been talking about phishing forever. Even if you're getting an email that looks to be from your boss, your CEO, special COVID information for the company. And if they want you to download something, it's okay. Pick up the phone, ask, hey, I just got this kind of weird email. Is it legit or not? Just take a time out. That 10-second timeout, again, can save a lot of headache and heartache. That's what we mean by when in doubt, check it out. I know Jim Hegarty there at the BBB says, if it doesn't seem to be true, it probably isn't. Something like that, right, Jeff?
That is very correct.
So, that's why I love working with the BBB. Tremendous number of resources regarding scams. So when we're done, actually, I think I might just turn it over to Jeff and let him talk about the scam tracker they have at the BBB. But before I do that, let me talk about the stay protected while connected. I mentioned about, locking a machine when you step away. I mean, you wouldn't leave your phone open for anybody to use. Same thing. So your phone may be how you're doing business now. Using a passcode and a key, making sure no one else can get on your phone. Know where your phone is. Yeah, you don't want to leave it around. Stay up to date. So patches and updates, auto update whenever possible. Again, a very simple trick. It's like making sure your oil gets changed every 3 to 5 months, right? We need to do that with our connected devices. Something else I want to bring up. So many of us now are using like GoToMeeting or Zoom or Microsoft Teams for these online conversations. Check the settings. Often the default is left wide open. It would be like you buy a house and the default is no doors, no windows. Okay? Because doors and windows, they cost extra. You need to remember to put in strong doors, put in locking windows. We need to do that with our applications. So whether you're using Zoom or GoToMeeting, before you start the meeting, see who can enter. Can you have that weird troll from another country accidentally get into your very sensitive conversation? Probably don't want that. Same thing with our social media settings. Check them. By default, sometimes they'll go a lot more open, okay? You might be leaking sensitive information and you don't know it. Another quick thought on that. Be aware of when using social media. We're using it all the time because we can't talk to each other in an office setting as much. So we rely on social media, whether it's Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter, or for the techies and geeks, we're using Slack and a lot of other tools like that. Make sure you're not accidentally opening up your desktop with all of your sensitive information for someone else to see. So take a few minutes to check your settings at the start of every workday. Just like when you're coming in, you're sitting down at your desk at work, you want to make sure everything is where you need it. Do the same thing online. And that's the idea with guard your devices. Be aware of who can access it. Because if someone's able to get at your business as you, again, that's going to be a very bad day for you. And just taking 5 minutes at the beginning of the day, 5 minutes, you can save a lot of time. So just check your settings. And if you're not sure, ask somebody. Ask your IT. Ask your computer service provider. Ask someone else who may be knowledgeable on how to better secure your infrastructure. There's obviously lots of other tips I can go into, but I like to keep it short and simple. So Jeff, is this what you see is happening with remote workers? Is there anything I'm missing that should be covered in this?
No, you did an excellent job of giving us the basis. I want to know, what is one thing right now people could do as soon as they get done listening to this message that they can start implementing right away, whether it's via social media or working from home for business?
Right, the one thing, check your settings. So make sure your computer is locked down. That means using antivirus. Don't use public Wi-Fi at this point. So secure your data over the network would be it. But just being aware, take an assessment. So it's like any journey. A journey starts with a single step, right? But you have to know where you're starting. And you need to go have your eyes on where you want to go, right? Picturing in my mind a map, your starting point, your destination. Know where you are right now. So take a quick assessment. What is the personal data, protected health information, PII, your company sensitive information you may be working with? Is the device I'm on appropriately locked down? And then once you have that assessment, then you can determine what else you need to do. So a quick 5-minute security assessment can go a long way. Great question.
Yeah, and can you talk about some of the resources that are available to both businesses and consumers, because we're all consumers at the end of the day, that are out there that are free?
Yes. So you see on the slide here actually comes from, it's called the US-CERT, the Computer Emergency Response Team, us-cert.gov. Great overall resource. They have something known as their NKICs. This comes from Cybersecurity Awareness Month 2019. You're going, but Ron, it's 2020. The information is still really good, really valid. They have a lot of free tips. So if you're a small business and you're looking for some free awareness you can give to your employees how to stay safe online, you can go out to this National Cybersecurity Awareness Month 2019 on us-cert.gov and grab them. They widely distribute them on purpose because we need to educate everyone about the basics of cybersecurity. Another one of my favorite resources is staysafeonline.org. This is from the National Cybersecurity Alliance, which is just a group of businesses like Facebook, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, who share knowledge about protecting consumers and businesses online. So if you want to learn more, go ahead and go out to these websites and just explore. And that might be another tip I have for folks right after you get done. If you have not seen these websites, again, just take 5 minutes as you're taking a break, explore these websites to help educate yourself, and then do us a favor. Help us with the BBB and others is educate your community. If you see someone not being cyber safe, share these tips with them. Again, because we don't want to see anybody victimized with this. And then keep in mind, BBB also has tremendous resources out there with their scam tracker, right, Jeff?
Yeah, so BBB Scam Tracker is an interactive tool that allows you to report scams and see scams that are happening in your area. And you can zoom in all the way to your state, your city, your town to see what kind of scams have been reported. Because we always say here at the Better Business Bureau, education is your best defense against scams. If you don't know about it, then the more likely you're going to be taken by it. So just do your research and educate yourself. Don't fall into the trap of, oh, I'm too smart, I'm not going to get tricked by a scammer. Because just like Ron's a cybersecurity professional and I work for the Better Business Bureau, that's what scammers do for their full-time job. Their full-time job is to scam money out of innocent civilians. So please do your research. Just check out bbb.org/scam tracker, and you can see the type of scams that are happening right now. Ron, I want to thank you so much, and I'm going to put up your contact information so people can take this down. Please go and follow Ron on Twitter at RonW123. You can also find him on LinkedIn, and he also has his website up there as well. This guy is one of the best in the business when it comes to cybersecurity. You need to follow him. He will give you some great tips on a daily basis to make sure you're safer at home and your business is safer. So, Ron, I want to thank you so much for joining us today and letting our viewers and listeners get a little bit more educated when it comes to cybersecurity, especially when we're all pretty much working from home right now. So thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure. Everyone, go out there and be safe and be cyber safe. Until we meet again.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us for this short Ask the Experts coronavirus response in your business. We will be back shortly with some tips and tricks on how to stay scam free. And that's a presentation I'll be putting on with from me, the Better Business Bureau. And we will see you soon.